Okay. See, last class we discussed about some important topics. So that one I will I will revise now. So that is all about if else statement. Uh, so that says that very clearly if, okay, it's a keyword actually. Okay, so what happens here? You take one expression here, you provide the expression. If this condition is true, what happens? It will go inside the if body. Again, it will going to execute here. Some statements will be there. So that statement will going to be executed. After that, you will going to find else. Suppose this condition expression is false, it will go to the else part. Okay, else part. Again, in this else part, again, what I will do, I will going to create one more if condition like this. Okay, one more if condition I will going to create, and I will going to provide one more expression here. Okay, if this condition is true, what happens? It will go to the if else body. Okay, this is if body. Okay, this is if else body. It will go here. Again, it will going to execute the statements. So what happens next? If it is false, if this expression become false, what happens exactly? So this, instead of going if else body, it will go to the else part. Okay, it will go to the else part. Again, else part I will going to have a body. In this body, it will going to have a statement, some statement. That statement will going to be executed. This is how the process will going to be happen in if else. Okay, if else if. So that's what we will call it as if else if ladder. Okay, so this is what we discussed in last class. So we're going to discuss more about these things. Okay, so we're going to write one more program and we will going to finish off this. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so here we will write one program. After that, we will going to finish the things. Okay, fine. So here, last time we discussed about this one. You can able to see this program. Very simple program we have discussed last time. So I have taken the package that is java.util.star, nothing but I am completely importing all the classes which are required for Java classes. Whatever the Java classes are there, all the classes are imported by using star. This is very, very important. Okay, what I'm taking, I'm taking the class name that is called it as if else if. That is the class name here. Again, you can able to see the method here. Main method is available here. I'm importing the scanner. You can able to see the scanner where I'm importing exactly. I'm importing here, but I'm using the scanner over here. You can able to see this one scanner. Yes or not? So again, I'm creating an object that is called it as SE, as well as you can able to see new. So what is this? New is nothing but it's a dynamic memory location which will be created in heap. Okay. So later we'll going to see in collections and all, you will understand all those things. Okay, guys, I will teach all Java classes. Okay, all Java related things. I will going to teach everything. Don't worry. Okay, so we'll going to see in collections and all. Then you will understand Java collections. Okay. So this one is scanner. It's a class. Okay, class name. So when I open the brackets, immediately it will become a method. So then if you go a little bit higher end, basically this is a constructor. So default constructor finally. Okay, so I'm taking the input from the keyboard. That's why system.in. System is a class here. You can see system is a class. Okay, you can able to see where this class come from means that library is belongs to java.language. Okay, system. This is a class. Okay, this one. So this is a class. You can able to see system class contains several useful class fields and methods. It cannot be initiated among the facilities, okay, provided by the system class. Standard input, standard output, error inputs, okay, error output streams, all those things. That is the reason why I'm telling you system is nothing but it's a class. It will going to have a number of methods. System.in nothing but it will going to take the input so that we can able to have the input from the user. Okay, here you can see system.out.println. I am asking some people, okay, nothing but users. I am asking the users. I will say here users. I will going to ask the user to give the input. Okay, users will going to give the input. Okay, so that is what I am requesting here. When they will going to give the input through the keyboard, what happens here? I will going to take that input into my system, nothing but into my memory. So that is the reason why what I will going to do. Okay, fine. So now we can able to take the input from the keyboard. Again, we will going to store it in this particular variable. Okay, this is a local variable. You can able to see this is a local variable. We can able to store this data into this particular variable, that is called it as marks. Clear everyone? I think everybody clear. Fine. So now the basic operation will going to start here. Basically, we can able to see the real operation will going to start here. So what is that real operation is nothing but, so marks, we got something, you will going to enter the marks. If that marks is less than 50, what I'm saying, I'm saying that if it is less than 50, please understand, if it is less than 50, I will going to say you are failed. Okay. Again, you can able to see marks. Suppose if it is 50. Okay. So actually I will going to take here 47, 49. That is better. Okay, I will take 49. If the marks is less than 49, okay, then I will going to say fail. Okay, if fails, if marks is greater than or equal to 50, if you enter 50 also, it will going to take the value over here. Again, and okay, mark should be less than 70. Both the conditions must be satisfied. This condition has to satisfy as well as this condition has to satisfy. Then only we will going to get the Boolean result. Yes or not? Then only we will going to get the Boolean result. So according to that result, it will going to print the this condition. Okay, this statement it will going to print it. So that is else if. Again like that. Here also it will going to check the marks. Whatever the marks you will going to enter, both the condition. This condition must be true as well as this condition must be true. Then only we will going to print this particular string. Okay, so that is what exactly. Here also if you go, so here also both the conditions must be true. Then only you can able to print this particular message. Again here also you can able to see. So this condition also true, this condition also true. Then only you will going to print this particular message. Otherwise, what happens, sir? Nothing will going to happen. It will go to the else part. Again, it will going to print the not a valid marks. That's it. Suppose what I will going to do, I will going to run this program. I will show you. This is what we call it as if else if ladder. Okay, if else if ladder. Okay. So just what I will do, I will going to enter the marks 49. You can able to see it's saying that it's a not a valid marks. Why? Because see 49. So whatever the mark, suppose if you enter 48, okay, 48 is less than 49, but 49 it is not equal to 49 as well. Again, it is not less than 49 like that. So there is a confusion here. So that is the reason why what we have to do. 1 minute, guys. Okay, let's go. Okay, so that is the reason why what happens here. Immediately it will going to give you not a valid marks, nothing but it will go to the default condition. Again, it will going to execute. What I will do, see for this one, I wanted to satisfy this one. I should not get not a valid marks. That's why what I will going to do, I will going to say less than or equal to. Now you run it and you enter the value. Now we will going to get it. Okay, what I will do, I will going to enter the value, that is 49. Okay, see, you are getting the value. Clear? Everybody clear? Guys, got it, everyone? Let me know, guys, tell me, clear? You have to understand the condition. That's what exactly I am requesting you people to understand what we are doing exactly. Suppose I will going to enter the marks 5. 5 is less than 49. 6 is less than 49. 20 is less than 49. 30 is less than 49. 40 is less than 49. 45 is less than 49. Up to 49, you can able to enter the marks over here. Nothing but what? Up to 49, integer value 49. Up to 49, you can able to evaluate the expression. Okay, you can able to evaluate this expression. If this exceeds, suppose if this exceeds, nothing but what? If I enter 50, 50 means automatically this will become false. What happens? The control moves from year to year. So now it will going to check 50. Yes, 50 is greater than or equal to 50. Condition 1 is true. What is that condition is true? 50 equal to 50. This condition is true now. Again, it will go to the one more condition. Okay, one more expression is there. What is this? 50 is less than 70. Absolutely true. Yes or not? Absolutely true, because we entered 50. So that's why both the conditions are true. It will going to give you the degrade. That's it. So we will going to enter this one. We will going to run this program. Now what I will going to do, I will going to enter the mark 50 only. Now you can able to see degrade. So like that, you have to precise it. Again, you have to precisely, you have to mark your codes. Okay. So whatever the code you will going to write, please precise with the data. So whatever the data you will going to give, it has to be matched with the data. Up to 49 it will going to take. Okay, after 49, it will go to the next condition. See here, it will come to the next condition. Yes or not? Again, suppose I see what I will going to do up to 70, it will going to take. What I will going to do, I will going to enter 70 now. Okay, run this one. I will going to enter the value 70. See here, I will going to enter the value 70. So what you are getting B grade. Where is that B grade is? See here. Here up to here less than 70, nothing but up to 69, it will going to take the value. 70 means no, it will not going to take the value. 70 means it will go to the else if, another statement. Okay, another condition it will go. So here it will going to take 70. 70 is greater than or equal to, this condition satisfies. Up to 80 it will going to take it. Yes or not? Up to 80 it will going to take. That's why 80. Okay, marks greater than or equal to 80, it will going to take here. Again less than 90, like that. Okay, greater than or equal to 90 and Mars is less than or equal to 100. Okay, sir, we understood everything, sir. We understood very clearly. Okay, sir, if I enter 101, what it will going to happen? Let's run this one and we'll see. I will going to enter the Mars 101. See here, not a valid Mars. Yes or not? Okay, that is what. By default, it will going to check all the condition. One thing you need to understand about this particular program, sir, will this program go to else part directly, or it will going to evaluate all the expressions? Now you tell me the answer. What it will going to do? Will it go to directly to valid, not a valid marks, nothing but particularly else statement, or whether it will going to check each and every condition? That is what exactly I'm asking. You tell me now. Tell me in the message. No problem. Whether it will going to evaluate or directly it will go to the else part. I am asking. You tell, guys. See, will it evaluate? Suppose if I enter the Mars 120, okay, if I enter the Mars 105, will it evaluate each and every condition, or directly it will go to the else part? You have to tell now. What it will do? Say. Okay. Anyone else? We got one answer. Apart from that, anyone else? Because next topic is that. That's why if you don't know this one, definitely there you will going to fail. You are not able to understand that one. That is the reason why I am asking this. Okay. Very simple. I will tell you. See, very simple. Basically, you can able to see when I enter the Mars 101. Okay. Basically, what is this? 101 is, see, this 101 is actually a marks. Yes or not? 101 is actually marks. So basically it starts from here, 101. It will going to check this condition. If this condition is true, it will going to execute this one. If it is false, it will go here. If it is false, it will go here. It will false, it will go here. It will false if it go here. Like that it will go. Understanding, everyone? Everybody understanding? Like that it will move. Okay. Fine. So it will go to the else part. After that, it will go to the else part. Directly, it will never go to the else part. Okay. Without checking all the else if, without checking all else if, it will not go directly to the else part. Because why it will not go? Because the reason is very simple. Basically, we are storing the mass into that particular variable. This variable will going to evaluate everywhere. You can able to see this program very clearly. This is the reason. Marks, what is the marks? 1 or 2, it will going to evaluate this particular number 49. Again 1 or 1, it will going to evaluate this marks with the 50 as well as 70, like that. So it will not going to be like that. So it will not go to the else part directly. It will going to evaluate each and every condition. Later, if everything is false, then it will go to the else part. So that is the reason why, to overcome all those things, we have a switch statement. Am I correct now? Tell me, am I correct now? To overcome this one, it will take a lot of time. Understand? It will take a lot of time. That is the reason why I'm telling you. So I'm going very slow, but whatever the things are there, everything I will going to cover. Okay, everything I will going to cover. Okay. See, that is the reason why it will take a lot of time. Your time complexity will going to be increased. I don't want to increase my time complexity. When your algorithm will be very powerful, when you reduce the time complexity, yes or not? Space complexity as well as time complexity, you have to reduce. When you reduce the time complexity, automatically what happens? So your program runs faster and you will going to get the results faster. Okay, so that's why basically when it comes to time complexity of else if, okay, if else if, it's take a lot of time. It's not a good one. Okay, when you compare with the switch statement. Okay, so I think everybody understood this one. So we will going to write one more program on this. I think everybody clear with this, yes or not? So we will going to write one more program, and we will going to see the nested if later. Okay, one more program. Shall we write one more program, guys? Guys, tell me, shall we write one more program on this? Shall I? Okay, done. I am writing now. So go to class here, say something like positive. Just I will take a number, something like or negative. Okay, so this is my class. Okay, add the main method, just finish. Okay, now so done. But I kindly request all of you, I'm doing something bad over here. I will tell you what is my bad things I'm doing here. So you have to close the project every time. When you finish your program, you have to close the project. I'm not doing all those things, but you please do. Okay, you please do. I'm not doing all those things, but you do. Okay, you have to close the project. When you complete your program, you have to close the project. Okay, so see here. So what I will do now, so remove all these things, make it very clear. Okay, again, keep your code very neat and clean. So that is what a very good programmer will going to do. Okay, neat programmer. Okay, so here what I will going to do, I will going to take one number. Suppose example, integer. Okay, I will take number. So integer, any number. Okay, I will going to say the variable that is equal to something. I will going to take like -5. Okay, na? So sorry. Yeah. Okay, -5. So this is my number. So what exactly I wanted to say here means this number, whatever the number I have taken here, -5, I wanted to say whether this number is negative number or positive number. I have to check this condition. For that, what I will going to do, just nothing I will going to do, just I will going to use the condition that is if, okay, num. So we have a variable num. If number is less than 0, yes or not? If number is less than 0, what we will going to say, that is negative number. Yes or not, guys? If the number is less than 0, I will going to call this number as a negative number. Okay, that is fine. I will going to write something. Yeah, guys, tell me. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so here I will say SYSO. Guys, meanwhile, I am teaching Kotlin also. Okay, maybe you can follow those videos. SYSO, here I will going to say negative number. Okay, negative number. Negative num. Okay, now fine, done. Okay, then I will come to the else part here. Else part, sorry, else part. Again, I will going to put one more condition. Now, just I wanted to say, first one I said that number is less than 0, it is a negative number. If number is greater than 0, suppose think like that, whatever the number you will going to have, if number is greater than 0, I will going to say it's a positive number. Okay, num is greater than 0. Okay, so I will going to say it's a positive number. Okay, so just I will going to take this one. I don't want to write over there, just same statement. That's why I will going to copy this one. I will want to paste here. I will say positive. Okay, positive number. Clear? Everybody clear? Let me know. Guys, everybody clear? Clear, everyone? Okay, and I think everybody understood. Now, finally, what I will going to do? See, this condition you need to understand. So whatever the number I will going to enter, suppose I entered a number which is less than 0, then I will going to say it's a negative number. Otherwise, okay, it will go to the else part. Again, if whatever the number you entered, it will going to check whether it is greater than 0. I will going to say it's a positive number. Okay, if these two conditions are false, what is the next condition? If these two conditions are false, it is a negative also false as well as positive also false, means what will be the next condition? There will be one condition. What is that? If there is not, if it is not negative, if it is not positive, then what we will going to have? We will going to have a only one thing, that is the number entered number is 0, like that. Yes or not? The entered number, whatever the number you entered, that number is 0. So just I will going to copy this statement. I will going to paste it over here. So number is, entered number is 0 number. Okay, I will going to say just entered number is 0. Now you tell me. So is it good or bad? Okay. So very nice programming, right? Okay. Fine. We will going to run this one. Okay. So it's a negative number. Yes or not, guys? Clear? Everybody clear? Anybody have doubts? Let me know in the chat. Easy? Guys, this is easy, right? Yes or not? Easy? Easy or far? Difficult? Yeah. Nice, nice. You have to chat, then only I will understand. You people are able to understand like that. Okay. You ask whatever you wanted. So I provided the chat process, all those things, right? You ask whatever you wanted. Okay, so that is what a negative number. What I will do, I will going to change this number. Instead of -5, I will going to use 5. Now you see what is the answer. You will going to get it. See here, you are getting positive number. Yes or not? Okay. So now what I will going to do, I will going to make it 0 here. 0. Now you see. See, entered number is 0. See, for each and every case, see here, for each and every case, it is giving perfect answer. Then it is a good programming. Okay. Okay. If you want it, you can able to use the scanner class and you can able to take the data. Okay. That is also possible. Yes or not? So to import the scanner class, what do you have to do? Import. Okay. Java dot. Okay. So util dot scanner. Okay. Scanner. Semicolon. That's it. So you are imported the scanner. So using scanner, you can able to take these variables. Okay. Yes or not? You know, right? You want me to write once again, guys? You want me to write these things? Because already we did a lot of things on this. Okay. This one I will write now. Okay. Later I will do it directly. So you can do it. Okay. So now what I will do in the main method, guys, come to the main method. Here I will want to say something. Scanner. Just I will want to create an object here. Scanner object sc is equal to new. Okay, of that scanner. Sorry. Scanner. Here take the input. Okay. System dot in. Again close it and semicolon. Okay. Now I will want to say to user SYSO, please enter the integral value. Please enter the, I will say something like, please enter the integer value. Just I'm asking. Okay, so that's it. So what am I requesting? Please enter the integer value. Okay, we're going to enter. Now what I will do, I have to take that input, right? I have to take the input from, you will going to enter through the keyboard. So I have to take the input. For that, what we have to do? Just nothing you have to do here. Okay, whatever the data you will going to take, assign the data to this particular num. For that, what I will going to do, call this object. Okay, take the object, that is sc dot, again call the method. Okay, what is the method? I'm taking the integer. That's why I will going to use next int. Okay, so that's it, semicolon. Okay, put the semicolon. That's it. So whatever the data you will going to enter, so using the method, I'm taking the data and I will going to store it into num. So now you will going to enter, run this. Okay, clear? Okay, please enter the integer value, any value you enter. Okay, I will going to enter the value 55. It will says that it's a positive number. Okay, once again you run it. Okay, so I will going to say some more numbers here, something like minus 89. So it says that negative number. Like this, you can able to take a lot of scenarios and you can able to run it. So now what I will going to do, I will going to enter the number. So here, got it? Everybody got it? Guys, got it? Tell me guys, got it or not? Understood everyone? Please confirm me. Okay, say yes or no. Okay, say yes or no. That's it. Yes or no, guys? Okay, I think everybody understood, right? So we will go a little bit further. So I think everybody understood with if else if ladder. Yes or not? If else if ladder, everybody understood. Now we will going to discuss the new concept that is called it as Java nested if statement. In the Java, we will going to have a statement that is called it as nested if. We will going to discuss that one. Okay, so we will going to discuss that here. Later we will going to discuss about what is this? Come on here. Okay, done. See here. So we are going to discuss about nested if. Very simple. What is this? Nested if is nothing but this statement represents if block within another if block. Okay. So within another if block is nothing but I will show you. Don't worry. So whenever you will going to take the block if block, so in that if block you will going to find one more inner if block. These kind of blocks we will going to call it as nested blocks. Okay, nested blocks anta kariತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ. So how it will be like that, I will show you that one. Don't worry. If suppose example, I will going to write the syntax here. Okay, I will going to write the syntax. Just okay. Syntax. See the syntax, guys. Okay, let's take the syntax. What is this? Syntax is nothing but I will want to use the keyword that is called it as if. Okay, if is a keyword. Please here, if is a keyword. Here I will want to put the condition. Okay, I will want to put the condition here. That is what expression. You can take the expression also, no problem. Okay, condition or expression. Again, what I will want to do? I will going to open the bracket, nothing but if body. So for this one, I will going to create a body. So in this, I will going to write some statements. Okay, any statements. Here I will going to write some statement, codes. Okay, statement. Fine. So here I will going to write some statement. Okay, after that, I will going to open one more condition in this particular if block. One more condition I will going to paste it here. You can able to see one more condition like this. If okay, here what I will going to do, I will going to put one more condition or expression. One more condition or expression. Again, I will going to open the bracket here. Please understand, I will going to open the bracket. Here I will going to put one more statement, something like S2. I will going to say this one as S1. Okay, I will going to say this one as S1. Again, I will going to say this one as S2. Okay, now I will going to close this particular if block. Again, I will going to close particular this one. What is that? If block. Outer block, I will going to close it. So this one you can able to see from here to here. This one again you can able to see this one from here to here. Clear? Everybody clear? Okay, so understood the syntax. Syntax is very simple and easy one. So now I will going to show you what is this exactly. Suppose think like that. So I will going to have a condition like this. Here I will going to have an expression. If this expression is true, suppose the control comes here. Okay, it will going to check the keyword that is if. It will understand there is some kind of expression. If this expression is true, what happens? then it will go inside. Okay, it will go inside the if body. So in this if body, there is a statement. It will going to execute this statement. Further, it will go move. It will move here. Again, it will going to say there is one more condition. Okay, if there is no statement, means it will not going to execute any statement. Directly, it will come to the if statement. If there is a statement, it will going to execute the statement. Then it will come to here. Here also it will going to check. What is this? Again, we have a if here. Okay, it will understand one more if condition is there. Again, it will going to check the expression or condition here. If this expression is true, again it will go to the nested if body. Here, this if we will call it as nested if. It will go to the nested if body. Again, it will going to execute the S2 statement. Finally, after completing, just it will come out of the main outer loop, outer if body. Okay, this is what exactly it will going to happen. Everybody clear? Guys, everyone clear? Clear now? You tell me. Clear or not? Guys, clear or not, guys? Okay. Okay, fine. That is what exactly I'm talking about. Okay, it's very simple and easy one. So these are the two important things we need to understand, because if you understand this one, it is very easy to understand the switch statement. Okay, these are all related one. Okay, so here this condition, if this condition is true, go inside. Okay, so here one more if block you will going to find. So here if this condition is true, go inside and execute, finally come out. That's it, over. Okay, come out. That's it, over. If you return any statement here, it will going to execute this one also S3. After that, just it will come out. That's it, nothing else. This is what exactly it will going to happen. So now we will going to write a program and we will going to understand what is this exactly. Before that, we will going to write the flowchart. Okay, let's see the flowchart here. So I will going to have a start here. So I will change this color here. Okay, I will change the color. So let's take start here. I will say this is the starting point. Okay, understand? This is our starting point here. So I told you, right? If condition, nothing but what? It's a decision making. That's why diamond shape. Okay, decision making here. So we're going to check the condition here. I will going to put the condition. That's why C here. Okay, if this condition is true, it will go and it will going to execute. Okay, so but before executing, so I will go, what I will do, I will going to put one more condition over there. Okay, so that is what exactly. So for that, what I will do, here I will going to put some code as per the last syntax. I will going to put some code here. Otherwise, what I will do, directly you can able to put the if condition. There is no problem in this. Okay, there is no problem in this. Okay, so I will going to put the code here, if code here, if code. Okay, na, if code I will going to put here. Again, after executing this code, again it will going to find one more condition. Okay, again it will going to find one more condition. If this condition is true, this is what exactly I'm talking about. If it is true, here also if it is true, what happens, it will going to execute the code. This code will be executed, nested if code. Okay, so after that, finally what happens, it will comes out of the loop. Yes or not? Just it will go into comes out of the loop. That's what here, final one. Okay, sir, I understood everything about these things. But if it is false, what happens? Suppose in the first condition itself, it is false, means directly it will comes out of the loop. Again, it will go to the exit part. Again, sir, here, if this condition becomes false, directly here also no execution, nothing will going to happen over here. So directly it will come out. Again, it will going to be terminated here. This is what exactly it will going to happen. Sir, we can able to write in another way also. Yes, you can able to write it, no problem. So this is a condition, if condition. So if this condition is true, it will go to the one more condition like this. Okay, one more condition like this. If this condition is true, it will going to execute one code. Okay, after executing the code, it will going to terminate here. Yes or not? It will going to terminate here. This is the starting point. Okay, think like this is a starting point. This is your ending point. Okay, exit point. So now I will change the color so that you will want to understand very clear. Okay, sir, we understood everything. This is the condition. This is the condition. So this is true. Again, here also true. When these things are true, if this condition is true, it will go to this particular condition number 2. So this one I will say condition number 1. So nothing but what, if this is true, here also you have to check the condition once again to execute this particular statement. Okay, this particular statement. Yes. Sir, I understood everything, but here itself, in the first condition itself, it become false means what it will going to happen directly, nothing. Okay, no nested, nothing will going to happen directly. It will comes out of the nested loop. Again, sir, here the condition is true, but it will come inside this particular condition number 2. But here it will not be going to be true, but it will become a false. Then what happens? Immediately, it will not going to execute this particular statement. It will just comes out of the loop, nested loop. Okay, so then you will going to find the termination here. Okay, final termination will going to happen. These conditions are only for false. Clear everyone? Let me know. So we're going to write a program on this. Clear guys? Clear guys, everybody clear? If you are clear, we will write a program. Okay, if you are clear, we will going to write a program. Okay, nice. Tell me, I want more messages. Okay, I wanted to know whether you people are okay or not, because we have only in just 1 minute. That's it. Fine. Okay. So what we will going to do? We will going to create a class. Okay. So we're going to create a class here. So that is nested if. I will want to create a class. I will say nested if. Okay. That's it. Put the main method. Finish. Okay. But I request you people to close the project after finishing your program. Okay. So but I am not doing that. You do it. You Madi. Okay, guys. We will wait for a second. Again, we will start this one. Fresh one. Clear? Everybody clear? Please let me know, guys. Everyone are clear? Okay. Because we have few seconds. We will rejoin and we will finish this.